All right, we up. Yeah. What's up, Suka Suka now?
There you go.
All right, hold on. Let me go ahead and turn some stuff down real quick. All right, so what's up, people? What's up, Afro True? All right, we up. Yeah. All right, what's up, USMC vet? All right,
Simplified Texas Marine, Afro Troop, USMC Vet, Simplified to you too, brother. Great to see everybody.
all right. Let me turn down my injection settings. Hold on for a second, people. Let me see something. No, this should be good enough. All right. Health is good. All right. Bam. Mm. We got it strong. We got it on here strong, y'all. Strong. All right. What's up, Antonio Johnson? What's up, everybody? Hey, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. Saying what's up to all of you people out there, out there, out there. All right. So, here with Brother Dwight.
Assalamu alaikum and shalom, brothers and sisters. Great to see everybody. Great to be back on U.S. soil again. Look like Isaac Ishmael had to do it again. Just had to.
All right, and so let me greet everybody else. Ola Guda, um, Wait to the bang, Vasas Los Bonjour. Well, he's not. I don't even need to say he's here.
And shalom.
Kedu Bawani.
Bawani, I forgot that.
Kedu Bawani. Konnichiwa. Ni hao. Ni hao ma. Sani Bonani. Jambu Habari Gani. All right, everybody else we got. This is a beautiful woman right here.
She's really nice.
Yes, Lord.
You found a maiden according to his standards.
That's a wife right there.
I'm unfortunate. I ran across two, and I keep telling brothers you have to go where they are plentiful.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of feminists who are angry with what they call the Romanian bride market.
Mm-hmm.
The Romanian women prize their virginity. There's actually a place where people go.
Yep.
And even scripturally, that's what a bride price was for.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of punishment if you gave a man that money and it wasn't a virgin?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But people are against that. I'm like, no, y'all are for provoking all that. It's some brothers that posted on the document SOSBM server, and it's a meme, it's a trope that's going around with white people. And they put it out there. Men prefer non-tattooed virgins for wives.
Exactly.
And they carrying the torch on that one.
Right. And so here's a lot of things that people don't understand. Here is something you don't understand. I could just kill a man. But anyway, barring that song, right? But what a lot of people don't understand that as we break down the history of certain things and jump, some of my brothers I speak to often, right? And when you break down the history of things, one must understand the head job that has been played on the Afro men in the so-called black community. And this is the head job. The head job is simply this. We have been told all of our lives that Scraggle muffins is going to be the best we could do. It should be the best that we should do. They could do anything that they want. And by the time when they get ready, after they've been worn out, ran through, and all the rest of that stuff, then we're going to talk about having a relationship. But you can't have a relationship. All right. One of the other things that I put up is that scripturally we are so misled. I don't have a religion. I have a belief that the commandments are natural, given to us by the Most High. That's not religion. I don't think I have to do anything else to have communication with the Most High except obey His commandments and then have communication with the Most High. But how can you communicate with somebody when you don't know who they are, right? Then I had this conversation with a black woman. Like, how can you say you love a dude when you don't know who he is, right? All you see a dude for is what you could get out of him for you, but you give nothing in return. You have nothing to offer because most of them don't have anything to offer, right? So we've been misled by so much, it's ridiculous. All right. So me and my brother here, we've been talking about these things a lot. And again, we've always been talking about options, 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 options. You got to exercise these options. All right.
You have them even here in the U.S. if you're paying attention.
Right.
Elsewhere, if you have a skill set and a passport, you're straight. Outside of the United States, you are straight.
Say that again if you have what?
If you have a skill set and a passport, there are places where how can I put this? Excuse me. If say you're a skilled construction worker, there are places, and I've had this experience where I was working, and a brother I know who's actually Somali, he's lived in Houston, Texas for 25 years. He says, what I do in a day, it would take 20 Somalis to do. Not knocking my Somali brothers, but the culture does not, I guess it really doesn't put that type of work ethic that some of us, and back to having fathers, will give to you. And if and back to the brothers in here that are veterans, that work ethic is something that is there. And if you bring that and a skill to a foreign country, you can pretty much write your own ticket. I used to work about 19 years ago at a restaurant here in San Antonio, and I know a lady from the islands around Korea, but she had a Vietnamese employee named Johnny Lam. And Johnny told me that if I worked in Vietnam the way I work here, he said I'd be a kingpin. And this was coming from a Vietnamese dude who was an immigrant.
And that's something to say because a lot of people that you see make things of something, right, have a particular work ethic, right? And I'm gonna tell you, let's be real, all right. A lot of y'all said this of me that for my channel, I am one of the most prolific YouTubers out there with my research and with my stuff, right? The only thing that stopped me was our adversary, the BAW, right? And her minions that would go and shut down channels. Why? Because that's what they do. See, you got to understand that. That's what these people do. These people go around and try to take out, destroy, get rid of competition as if I'm their competition, right? I've never been anybody's competition. As a matter of fact, for those of you who made videos, some of y'all literally copied my videos, basically space for space, word for word, verbatim. No, exactly. Never mind verbatim, exactly. And y'all ain't never seen me put a copyright strike against nobody. It would come to my inbox. All right, I would tell them to change the thumbnail. Do something different. Change the thumbnail. But if they think the information was that important, I didn't care if they made a little junk off my video on their channel. And that's what I think is just really, really. I've never been that kind of person. All right. And so what ends up happening is that we as a community don't have the success we're supposed to have because we're not doing what we as a community are supposed to do. All right. And I'm not talking about the BAWs either. I'm talking about us as a community of men. I was talking to the brother when I was talking to my brother when we was going out to get something to eat. All right. And one of the things I said to him was that, you know what? I reached out to certain people and we would be stronger, except those people I reached out to looked at me as competition. Think about that. They looked at me as competition. You have what you see here, waging war or anybody good on anybody good that is telling the truth about the condition of the Afro people in the community. This woman is raising out and outright war. But here's our problem. They are able to do a lot to us because a lot of the dudes that you think should be allies, they're not. They see you as competition. There was this video that I saw that there was a dog, and this dog was, I guess there was a little dam, okay? And so this dog was on the dam, right? Wonder if I could find it and put it. But this dog was on the dam, all right? There was a bunch of Caucasian men that made a chain. The first chain was too short. There was only 4 of them. So a group of Caucasian men just instinctively came together, and you better believe that if there were any Afro men there, they would have helped form the chain, right? But a group of Caucasian men, not the females, the group of Caucasian men went down there and did the chain to save the dog. The females weren't like, ooh, I'm a strong, independent woman, and we need to be in on this chain too. There's a reason why you didn't see females in on that chain. Because the chain breaks at its weakest link. When push come to shove,
when the rubber meets the road, it will be me and you alive.
it's the men, when you require what to do, none of them females said a thing. Them guys decided, one guy decided to go slide all the way down into the dam. He grabbed the dog, pulled him close to the thing. He tried throwing the dog up into the arms of the other guy. That didn't work. All right. So the next thing he did was he went and tried to just hook onto the chain himself in another area. Didn't work. Nothing worked till the other dude came. There's another dude that came out of nowhere. That one more time. There's another dude that came out of nowhere. Just see something real quick. All right. And what this dude did, all right, what this dude did is he added himself to the chain, and it was enough for the guy to reach the dog and pull the dog up. All right. And as a chain, they pulled each other up. I want y'all to understand that. Right now, I'm searching for that video to see if I can find it. I don't know if I watched it on Facebook. So I know some guys sent me the video, right? It may have been, yeah, this was on Facebook. All right. Good news, I could probably find it somehow, some way. All right. But at the end of the day, they formed a chain and they was able to get the dog. Right? They saved the dog. They all were ready to take risk to get to the dog. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, we gonna say hey, what's up to everybody. What's up, Texas Marine, Afro Troop, Simplified Texas Marine, and USMC Vet. Hey, hey, hey. The melanated square. All right. Hey! Hey, yeah, good to see you. I'm gonna go to California and visit him. Melanated square. Oh, we got him. Charlie Brown. Hey, hey, G1, what's up? Who else? $3 assassin. Man, where's Lord Vader? I can't even do his voice. I'm still getting. So y'all, I had a temperature of 104 day before yesterday. I was really bad. Fortunately, because of the nature of what I used to do, I was able to nip what was about to happen in the bud. So I was able to recover kind of quickly. Charlie Brown, G1. Mm-hmm. Who else we got? Okay. Anyway, yeah. So basically, when we look at this, right, there is no cohesiveness, and we can't do crap because you got a lot of dudes that look on this, and because YouTube gives a little bit of money for commercials, they now see other dudes, other Afro men, as competition. Can I ask something? Go ahead. Oh, let me just say this. Okay. I could see that if we was making videos that wasn't about the community, but we're all talking about the community from different angles. So how am I competition if we talk about how bad something is? And we're addressing different areas. And we're addressing different. Even if you see it, I see it. So yo, go ahead, go ahead. Shout out to Brother Kid Organic. He spoke about this cloud chasing online. There you go. These beats, whether real or fabricated, just to draw attention to the channel. That's a problem. But it's not really a problem because I'm looking at things through a different light than I was, say, 2 years ago. I'm not here to rebuild a community. I'm not here to fix problems I did not create. Wow. I'm here to work with people who are on the same page. And hey, if there's other teams out there, I'm sorry and I'm not sorry. Sharing the same ethnicity is just not enough. If you lack moral character and lack resolve, you're not going to get anything complete. Well. So, with that being said, if you separated in your separate camps, may the best camp win. I've been a firm believer in the fact that if other people, because if you watch YouTube, like you were speaking about earlier, you have people copying verbatim, copying material, this, that, and the other. No big deal. But as far as actual application to resolving problems, I'm an SYSBM field agent. You can ask any of you guys in that chat that go to the private chat. When it comes to getting things done, you need to be dealing with people that are on the same page. And from a social standpoint, economic, and especially a spiritual standpoint, I understand we have a lot of people who don't believe or whatever their faith may be. That's irrelevant. If you guys can put aside those differences to achieve certain goals, great. Because you're not going to achieve them without family. You can always evaluate the strength of any nation by the strength of its families. Our job now is to reestablish that, and the rest of those that don't want to or want us to come marry sow's ears and hope for silk purses, it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It just is what it is. Move closer, Dwight. All right, bro. Can you hear him now? Can you hear me now? Verizon, I want to check. Can you hear me now? All right, so continue on. Okay. There always has been this rift. I think when this whole manosphere thing and red pill, black pill got started online. And you can shout out to the brother GW3 Extreme. We said this a long time ago back when Tito was on YouTube. Separate to your own camps, may the best camp win. That's why SBM was considered an underdog. Now you got guys from the falling manosphere claiming that's why SBM is still trying to police other black men's genitals. How does that work? How does that work? Simple fact of the matter is this. I've always felt that if other groups of people finally saw a secular approach, you can ask anyone that knows me,
and I made this comment online, if a sector of brothers pattern themselves after Israelis, you would get certain things done. It just is what
Well,
it is. And the rest of the people don't have to follow. Okay, for example, a lot of people, including our so-called community, has always latched on to groups of people that have an agenda already figured out, thinking that this is a strength in numbers game. It's not a strength in numbers game at all.
and let me add something to that. And the other thing that they do is they only deal with people that they like
Yeah.
for some odd reason. Like, ooh, I like him because he's cute. All right.
The brother Tito, he brought that up too, working in Chicago, dealing with these so-called BAWs and human resources. You know how many brothers that were qualified for a job that didn't get a job because I didn't like his haircut,
Yeah.
I didn't like his shoes. No, I'm not here to work with people on a personal level. It's great to have personal relationships. You need those. But when it comes to an overall thing, like said community, you need to check that BS at the door.
Bonjour, Roddy Benoit. Oh, your diet. What's going on? Shalom, brother.
Great to see you, man.
Let's
Rising War, Melanated Squad. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Now, me and brother Nabi, we had a few days to just really talk about this. It's been great being in the U.S.
He-Man Ross.
Oh.
What's up, He-Man Ross?
Right on.
But yeah, so basically what's going on here is this, right? We've been conditioned to pick the worst creature for us as mates. And somebody said this. I don't know what we was talking about somebody that we've been oh yeah. All right, I read this that the Afro male has been conditioned. That was you that said this.
Yeah,
Well, we was the fear the white no.
Yeah, if you dealt with just women all your life, you basically been taught to fear them. And
Yeah.
fear later on in young men turns into hatred. That's why you see this acting out from a lot of young brothers. And then a lot of these young brothers, their first interactions about how to address and deal with other black men, they learn from their mothers. So this has a source. All of this has a source. So if you see a woman that does not respect other black men, this young man is going to be born with testosterone. He's about 15 or 16 that reacts like a female. More than likely going to end up in jail or dead because of assault or murder. Because he's reacting in that way towards other black men because he watched his mother react that way.
Yep.
Now, when you have that balance, and not to say that two-parent homes are perfect, because I had some friends growing up, their daddies were some real pieces of work. And them dudes turned out just like their fathers. However, that woman chose that dude.
And there it is. That's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying.
Let me share
That's
a
the
story
key.
with you. I have a lady friend who was trying to get serious about marriage. She's a Muslim from Algeria, no doubt. And she was always going on over and over and over about her dad. Every now and again, my dad would slap my mom around. This, that, and blah, blah, blah. My daddy this, my daddy this. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold. I'm like, I get that your father is an a-hole. I get that. I get that part. I said, however, you are the second oldest of five children. You are 32 years old. That means your mama laid up with a man she knew was a piece of crap and raised five children to adulthood. I'm like, sweetheart, good men have been left for less. That's on your mama. Mm-hmm. And then she lost it on me. I'm like, oh man, I messed up. She gonna cuss me out. She's like, no, I'm not mad. She said, my mama said the same thing. I'm like, man, there it is. They chose that dude. They chose. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so this is basically it, right? We've had somebody that has been actively working against us for such a long time. All right. We had somebody that has been acting against us for such a long time. And no matter what, these same women would tell us, well, you know, um, you men have been, betraying us for a while, but that is not even close to the truth, right? Uh-huh. That is not even close to the truth, right? And pretty much everyone knows it. We talk about a lot of things, and even with certain things that went on, people are quick to want you to forget it. All right. People are with the quickness in wanting you to forget events where the BAW looked heinously bad. All right. Looks so bad, it's ridiculous. Right. And so, y'all remember an occasion that happened recently where these females look very, very bad.
Excuse me, 1 second, brother. I want to interject on what you said. These mythologies can spread throughout the black community. I've been having this conversation with my mom and some friends and family during my visit here to the U.S. My mother gets it. She's a former librarian. She's well read. She's always had it.
Yeah.
But a lot of this mythology has been passed off as facts in the black community has gone on for entire tomorrow. Like black men were betraying black women. No, you could be killed for even looking in that direction.
Yeah.
If you want proof of this, please do read Slavery and Appeal to the Methodist Episcopal Church by Orange Scott. Also, Madison Washington, former slave fugitive that led a successful slave revolt. Also, look up free black slave owners in the South, especially South Carolina, and especially Tender Ties, Women in the Slave Household by Robert Shell, 1652 through 1834. Please do look that up and tell me if we were the betrayers.
Right.
Then there's J.A. Rogers, and most folks like to avoid J.A. Rogers.
Why? Pray tell, do they like to avoid him?
That whole chapter about Reconstruction just before the end of the Civil War is pretty telling.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Pray tell, what went on?
Wild orgies, all sorts of things went on. Now, when have you ever heard of a wild orgy of black male slaves?
You haven't.
You haven't. You never will. That would have been a murder feast. There probably wouldn't be a black man alive working in the United States if something like that was done.
Right. See, and there's the key right there. Right? That's the key right there. At the end of the day, all right, what's going on is these people want you to believe that, and they want to rewrite history. These people want you to believe that, well, the soul sister had the back of the brother from yesteryear. And
that sister is long gone.
Yeah, that sister been gone.
They exist in decimal points now.
Yeah, decimal point. Remember, we have always been betrayed by them, and everybody but a good man has always had their way with them. All right, but it's something that people want us to forget. Oh yeah. So you know what the quadrant. Remember the video I did about the quadroon, and I explained to you how jazz got started. Go back and look at that video, and I explained to you how jazz got started. Many of these women were the wives and concubines of the slave masters. This is how. What is the percentage? Let me say this. What is the percentage of slave owners? What's the percentage of
black female slave owners? 68%.
Yeah, that's the way I was going to put it. I wanted to make it a yeah. So the percentage of the black slave. Hold it. This is how I wanted to put it. The so-called black slave owners. Okay, understand this. The so-called black slave owners.
Thank you, $3 says. And I said the same thing. I'm like, who daddy is that? It looks like a dude. That's what I said. He said the same thing I said. I seen his photograph before. I was like, man, he is one man.
So basically, when we look at it, when we look at history, right? 68% of the so-called slave owners.
And this was in the state of South Carolina.
And New Orleans, yeah. But most years, slave owners that were black were going to be in South Carolina. Now, let me just say this. Let me just say this so that there's some understanding. When we talk about slave owners, right? Keep this in mind that no one that had an Afro man as a father owned slaves. No man that had an Afro man as a father owned slaves. Mulatto people that had Afro men as fathers, it's not known if they existed, because what usually happened is after the slave wife had their way with the slave men, if a child came of that man and that child was that resulted in the death of both.
Now, you did have in some cases in the Caribbean where there were open
Uh-huh.
black men with white females during this period. But
Right.
also at the same time, I forget, I have it in my other notebook, there were black male slave owners. There were not mulattoes, but they had a system that was, they recorded it as false slavery. What they did, and they did the same thing in Brazil too. This was, I found this in the book, The Service of Allah. Slaves, African American slaves were Muslims. Oftentimes, free men would pool their money together to buy other black men out of slavery. Now, technically, they had a document saying we own this man, but it was treated like that's on the low.
Right.
We have you recorded as a slave, but you're basically free under our protection now.
Right.
This was also occurring in the United States and in South Carolina. There was a full form of slavery that black men utilized to free other black men, and this is barely ever spoken of. And there are several African American studies.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna tell you why it's overlooked, because most studies deal only with the United States, and um, until you go down to Brazil and understand what basically happened, and it uh-huh, but under Brazil they had a direct way of doing it. That they had a more direct way of it. In America, everything had to be underhandedly done because the American government was that crafty because of what was going on in other places. Remember, what changed a lot of things for a lot of black people was Napoleon losing against the Haitians. All right. And what people don't understand, that kind of bankrupted his army, his military excursions, right? That's why he had to sell the Louisiana purchase to Jefferson. And this is why the mulattoes in New Orleans all of a sudden went from slave owners to pert near back to slaves themselves. Because America didn't have the same policies as the French or the Spanish. Right. Uh-huh. So Americans were very, very um, different. Hold on. See if I can pull it up here, so I can get y'all. Yeah, because I don't want to start searching through all my links and stuff, but I wanted to pull up the particular link. Um,
Just throwing you on J.A. Rogers, Sex and Race in the South, Chapter 28, Miscegenation Since the Civil War. That's the chapter a lot of people avoid.
and what's the name of that?
It's J.A. Rogers, Sex and Race in the South, Chapter 28, Miscegenation Since the Civil War.
Okay. So J.A. Rogers.
Yep.
Okay, sex. Okay. All right.
28. Chapter 28.
Chapter 28. Okay. All right. So that's the name of the book.
That's actually volume 2. It's in volume 2.
And that's volume 2. So all right. And then my link, he's going to look up my link that I had. All right. Oh, let me remind y'all real quick.
I found it. There's a book called Were African American Slaveholders Benevolent or Exploitive? A Quantitative Approach by David L. Lightner and Alexander M. Reagan. Black men purchased black slaves out of benevolence in a form of pseudo slavery. This is quoted in the book.
Okay, so, but we're talking about chattel slavery.
This was during chattel slavery.
No, it was during. That's not the same thing. Pseudo slavery isn't that.
No,
We're talking about the plantation owners.
This was the plantation owners, but these were black men. They created
Okay,
their own
let's.
form of pseudo slavery to
Right.
buy other black men out of slavery.
Right. Okay.
Technically, you were a slave on paper in some cases, but you were a free man. If you were
That's not the one I was looking
that's not
for.
the one you're looking for? This is a really good book.
But yeah, let's put that book down there. What's the name of the book?
It asks the question: Were African American slaveholders benevolent or exploitive? A quantitative.
Hold, is that the title?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm talking about. Okay.
Benevolent or exploitive? Question mark and then semicolon. A quantitative approach, and it's by David L. Lightner and Alexander M. Reagan.
Okay, so we're going to put David L.
Lightner. L-I-G-H-T. Just put David Lightner.
And who else?
Alexander M. Reagan. That's R-A-G-A-N.
R-A-G-A-N. All right, so all right, so there's that book. Okay, so what I was looking at is that we're talking about the people that owned slaves that was the actual slaves, and owned them and was given to them on a plantation called manumissions. That's the word.
That's when you free.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's look up manumissions.
I believe 98% of all manumissions were females.
They were females and their children.
Why?
Because they were in relationship with.
Also, females suck at manual labor. If your quota is production of, say, logging, cotton,
no,
sugarcane.
they was. I ain't gonna say that. Well, we ain't gonna say. So basically,
if I were a slaveholder and I had X amount of ton of sugarcane to move, I would rather some strong blade swinging men than a crew of women. Give me 10 good men versus 10 good women. Let's see whose quota is up at the end of the day. And this was a
well, here's the thing. If you really look at it, and so this is what the other people don't understand, that most slaves were 2/3 of all slaves were men. 2/3. Only 1/3 was women. Now, when we did the things, Daughters of the Trade, I was able to demonstrate that within that, right, with Daughters of the Trade, most of the women that were brought over here were concubines or wives. All right, so that's basically.
That was also occurring in the Caribbean, but that's the Americas.
Also, yeah. So
I forget the book. Shout out to the brother Kirigakure Jones. He raised that in one of his videos and read verbatim. I forget the title of that book. I'll have to get in contact with him.
I'm trying to find my article. All right, I can't find it.
Let's see what's going on in the chat.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'll find it again. Maybe y'all can recall the video that I had that I put the thing in. So we're gonna check this out real quick. Okay. Hey, what's up, wise guy?
Young boy 24, good to see you, man.
Uh huh. Let's see. Ah, yeah.
Thank you, Johnny C. Case. I've been checking on him past few days. He drinking water and taking his medicine. He looking good today.
All right. Napoleon also sent soldiers in America to help fight off slaves and lost some black Americans away. Now, let me break this down when you talk about the Americas. There was 350,000 slaves that were brought to the Americas. So the other millions of people that were already here were the Aboriginal, or as they called us, Indians. Indians. And so when he sent people, and that's why you saw black people um, doing a trail of tears and stuff, right? So, so when you look at this, right? When you look at this, we need to redefine us ourselves, not based on what they want us to know, is because this is the whole catch as to why we did not have an identity. If they wanted the if we actually came from Africa, the most of us, which now history says, and of course the United States Census says that roughly 98% of Americans, the Indian Americans that were enslaved, were, well, Aboriginal people. So when you look at that, right, there's a reason why they wanted us bamboozled, took, had.
Well, think about it. We're the only group of black people on earth who have been renamed roughly every 85 to 102 years.
Right.
We've
And
been reclassified.
exactly.
Good example. My mother. We were looking at our birth certificates having this discussion. My birth certificate has me classified as Negro, whereas my mother's birth certificate has her classified as colored. My sister's birth certificate has her classified as black, and her children are classified as African Americans.
Right. So understand this. Understand this. For the same family, they have what? How many classifications is that?
Oh, wow. And that's just been in the last 100 years.
Within the last 100 years, the same family
We've gone from
been.
African to colored to Negro to black to African American. That's 6 different classifications.
We had 6 different classifications.
Before Walter Plecker, there were 4, and then he was the one that put everyone into the same boat and classified us all as Negro. Where there were 4 distinct classifications of North American blacks.
Monique's video. I haven't really got around to Monique's video.
What's she crying about this time?
Um, get What did she say, Brother Benoit? What did she say? Okay, and so and this is the thing. We, under the English slavery, were the only people that were reclassified, right? We are the only people that had so few numbers. Remember, millions, Brazil had millions of slaves.
Yes.
Millions went to the islands.
The overwhelming majority went to Brazil. Only about 5% of us ever touched mainland, what we call the continental United States.
Yeah, right? So we're talking about millions in the islands, Philippines, all right? And in this picture right here, what you see is 2 Filipino females.
Yep.
Looking straight like Shaniqua, okay? And this is our legacy. So we need to stop letting people define who we are. Anytime somebody call you a color, tell them, nope, that's a color.
Brother Nabi, it's interesting you should bring that up because I told you I started out the new year. Oh, and Happy New Year to everyone. I didn't wish everyone a happy 2020. Wish you guys the best. But I decided to start my new year by revisiting some old literature. And I went to Barnes and Noble here in San Antonio and picked up a copy of Du Bois, W.E.B. Du Bois, The Souls of Black Folk. This was published in 1903. This is material that's over 100 years old now, and it's still relevant right now. And one of the biggest issues he faced and spoke about was self-identification through the eyes of someone else.
There it is.
And he was speaking on this. God, 2003 made it 100 years, but we're in 123 years. He was speaking about this. And here we are in 2020, and there are still North American black people, and black people worldwide for that matter, that are still viewing themselves through the eyes of people that hate them. And I think it manifests itself in Western society with a lot of the things we see. I could go on about other people's hair and skin bleaching all day long, but it manifests itself. And when you continue to view yourself that way, you're going to have these sicknesses. Whereas I was dealing with the brother online I met, and he made a comment to me, giving me a heads up, because I view myself through a rulership mentality.
Exactly.
Yes.
And me, I view myself through the mentality of what the Most High created, yes. Right? Hold on. Yeah, and you're right. During 19,
good to see you, man.
You're right, Udiah. During 1980, Jesse Jackson came up with the African American. He also came up with the Rainbow Coalition. And look at what that turned into. Look at what that turned into, right? She loved and need black men. It seemed the SYSBM and Passport Gate is the ultimate wall. So this is what Monique is talking about.
It was brother, I'm trying to remember who said it. I think it was shout out to Mad Bus Driver. It was
Mad Bus Driver.
Time before we ended up in mainstream. Before we really ended up mainstream.
Because we're leaving in such droves and stuff like that.
Well, the question should be asked, why? If you expect these men to stay, you gotta offer them a better deal than what you've been offering them.
Garbage.
And that's not going to happen anytime soon. So exercise your options, brothers. Do it.
And so this is what's going on, right? Even in the midst of this, these women still refuse to change their behavior.
Brother Nabi, you have a laptop?
Yeah.
Where is it? I'll get that up and run out for you.
Pull up one here. Pull up one here. Oh, it's on your thing.
Yeah.
Hold on. Put it up in here.
Yeah, I forgot. We can toggle back and forth in between.
Yeah. I was like, you about to make this. All right. Oh, you gonna pull up those pictures?
Excuse me, y'all, for the technical difficulty here.
All right.
Let's see. They have those options, and yes, people are looking for you.
Hold on.
And not because you
and that's my brother right there. You know Ross, right? So I'm gonna go in here and see. When you find it, slide it over to desktop. But anyway, so what I was saying is this, that right here, put it over here. Okay. So what I was saying is that, oh dang, yeah, that's deep, bruh. I don't want to have to do it to him like that, but look like we gonna have to. All right, y'all.
They really don't check with you like that.
All right. So some of y'all may recall the video that of the woman in Brazil, right? So, and this isn't the first one because he got a lot of these, right? So let me see. Let's see. Where is it at? Let's see. So I'm gonna find it. Okay. Wish I would have found the name. Nope. Window captures. Okay. All right. Pictures. Is this it? Nope. Firefox. Where do you see desktop at? There we go. Nope, that ain't it. Unless I just didn't. Wait a minute. Yeah, but I didn't do it right. Okay, so let's go back to here. Hold on for a second. So I didn't do that right. All right. And so where's this sitting at? After that, DLC. Okay. All right. So hold on for a second. There it is. Y'all, this is what it looks like in the rest of the world. All right. So here's the thing. A lot of people see us as what the Most High called us, a peculiar people. All right. I mean, literally, they see us as a peculiar people. Mythology. Okay.
Shalom, mythology. Good to see you, brother.
All right.
My brother checking out.
Right. Right. Yeah, you're right, woman of the past. Um. So basically, oh, let me remind y'all. Don't forget to I gotta make I'm making another trip. Some of the balls came in, and for you brothers that like to help me reach out into communities that's kind of under fire and stuff, but need brothers. I do this because I want brothers to show their face. So that's why I go where I go. But anyway, if you like to help this channel and what it does, my donation links are in the description box, my PayPal me, and my Cash App. But remember, you still take care of yourself and family first before you give to anybody. All right? Period. Right? Because if you ain't no good, how are we going to be good? Right? So, anyway, so don't forget to check the description box if you'd like to help me by donating to the channel and stuff like that. But anyway, getting back to this, right? So we had, yeah, the Olmecs.
Yep.
All right, all right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? So we were brainwashed into a condition, right? And in South Carolina and Louisiana, things were so bad for us under the chattel slavery when we got inherited by our 68% of, and that's why they say chattel slavery, because the stuff you're talking about, they don't count that because that was only 6%, but it wasn't really, the intentions was not to have people serve. All right, so that's why they didn't cut. They serving, yeah, they counted the ones where somebody was actively acting as a slave master, right? And so that's why they said 68% of those were um, female. And they said that the conditions were so bad that many of the slaves ran away from the black women, and they ran to be to other white slave owners. Okay, and y'all remember? So look that I'm not going to. I probably should go into it. Yeah, let me go into it. I'm gonna find it real quick. Right. And so basically, that's the situation. All right. Found it. I had to call it the right title. Okay, so let me see if I can find the link. My link is probably in the. Let me see this here. Oh, okay. So this one is one. I was at the NGO when we was talking about this. T 68% of the households. Okay. Okay, let me look at the other one. Pull that one up. Because I think I have a link in that one. But if you look up ties, is this one I got? I don't know which one I opened up. Same one. So, alright, I know that's the bottom one. Alright, so hold on. So I need the top one. This is why I save everything to my computer. Okay, let me see if I can find this ties. Oh, I know what I did. You see something? I might have inserted another video in here. All right, let me see. I think I might have inserted a video. So let me find it this way. So anyway, so see if this pull it up. All right, hold on. Another way to pull it up. Well, why I figured. So anyway, so what we were talking about is pull it up by. So what I'm doing now is I can't find it the way I'm looking it up. So I'm gonna look it up by a phrase, right? Okay. And so, and a lot of these things, and so here's the problem. There we go.
Yep, that's it. South Carolina.
Uh-huh. Well, Louisiana, South Carolina. So here is the link, all right, that I was looking for. All right. And so basically, and it was like the conditions were so bad that people were running away looking for, and so this has been the legacy. All right. So where does that get us? Right. This gets us to the point where we have to realize that as Afro men, if we want a better community, it's got to be something we got to make ourselves. Right. Because at the end of the day, nobody stands up for us. All right. And you better be careful if you think other brothers might stand up for you. It's because some of the times those other brothers are not trying to stand up for you. They are too busy trying to stand with the very people that has, you know, tried to have us destroyed. And they don't understand that when they get rid of us, I want you to understand, they don't understand that when these people get rid of us, when they get rid of us, the good men, they're coming from the sorry men yet. Next. Why? Because they didn't stand for you. They never did. Are leaving. We're walking away. And this is what bothers them. All the resources that comes with the good man are going out the window. All the resources that go with the good men that are tired are going out the window. The good men are dudes that study, and we recognize that, wait a minute, we're going back in history. And as we go back in history, every time we go back in history, we see the woman that says they had our back aligned with people that did not. All right? We see them taking something that is not factual, twisting it in an outright lie to try to make the betrayal that they're doing look like it happened to them first.
And for what? Their own personal gain.
Their own personal gain.
They're not looking ahead or even seeing what's in this for the children. And many of the things they're looking to is kind of like someone who's trading for trinkets.
Uh-huh.
I have a quote. It's one of my favorites. I like to add this. It's by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. And he said the things that matter the most must never be at the mercy of the things that matter the least. Oftentimes, they're ready to sacrifice entire communities, and it's been proven, for something that was small.
Yeah. All right, and let me say this. Okay. I was, have always been in conversation. I've been in conversations where you have a woman elevate the worst that the community has to offer over a good man, saying like, well, you gotta respect the hustle, but then in the same breath, turn around and say, where the good men at?
A few days. How can you? Okay, back to that one. I've had this discussion, and I've shut down a few females in my family, friends of the family, both older women and younger women alike, with the good men. My mother didn't get in on that because she just celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary. She didn't have this discussion, but many of the other women do. Now, you can't ask where are the good men and the good women when you are born almost 1,000 black babies a day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have some good men and good women around.
Right, but here's the other thing. Let me say this, and this is what I was getting at too. MOG, he said this, man, black love is very dysfunctional. It's not dysfunctional, okay? Because BAW trashed the blueprint. All right, that they did. Zaddy got money and she lives and dies by her own vanity. That's true. But it's not dysfunctional. I said it's malfunctioning, right? Because I wanted to use the word mal, which means wicked and evil, meaning that the people, this is a level of malevolence against the Afro man that's going on here. And we can truly say that if love is an action word, then it does not exist when it comes to the Afro man, unless it's somebody else that's giving him that love. Here's the thing, because love would not want somebody to be something that is not in the character of who they're supposed to be. So you wouldn't want a man to act less man. You wouldn't call something toxic masculinity if his goal is to protect you. See what I mean? If his goal is to look after you, right? Any kind of intimate relationship with a man that starts as a man that is interested in the woman, even if he's attracted to her a little bit, once that relationship happens, that sets a man into, okay, this is going to be somebody I'm going to take care of. And whatever way is fruitful or advantageous at the time, but this is what it is. If that relationship stops, so does
His resource,
it,
protection, attention.
yeah, all of that, it stops too, right?
Like losing your job.
Right. And so what's happening is a lot of the women want the resources of the good men, but they don't want to be good women to the good men. Um, I had somebody come by my house and they said, "Wow, your house is I thought you was going to need a lot of help doing some stuff." I was like, "No, my brother came help me put something together, and I could do everything by myself. Anytime I allow people to come over and help me do something, it was because I knew they needed the money, and I wasn't just going to give it to them, right? But I never really needed them. All I needed was time and a clear head. Well, I get that every time I come back from Brazil. I have that. All right. And now I have a brother who sent me something from the Philippines. Okay? He sent me something from the Philippines. So I'm like, oh, okay, okay. I feel you. So I'm going to the Philippines. All right? Now, this is a sister that can come to my house. All right? I don't even block the number anymore because I block it and she'll just show up. All right? So fine. Whatever, right? But it might be over once I get back from the Philippines. Who knows? See, down there they don't play it. They're interested in the man. They show it right away. I think my brother in here will be able to attest to that.
I was in a place just 2 months ago. I was back in Morocco where I shot the SOS photo. I was literally approaching females on the street in predominantly Muslim countries.
Excuse me, real quick. And I'm gonna make some tea, man.
He sent me in here to drive. Good to see everybody. Like I was saying, I was just in North Africa 2 months ago. It was my second visit to Marrakesh, Morocco, and I visited Casablanca. And I was able to actively explain what SYSBM was, what it wasn't, and what it meant. And females of multiple African ethnicities were saying this is a good idea for me. I explained some of the problems we have in the West, and yes, they have westernization, but even in some places there is a direct resistance to it, and these women get it. The men get it. They get it there. Shout out to the brother Blackheart. He was saying the same thing. He had a brother who was driving him in a cab, asked him a question about interracial marriages and why. He explained it to him, and the guy got it. He got it right away. I'm saying that to say this. I went there in a predominantly Muslim country where the women who are devout, they do not hold hands with men. They don't touch men. But if she's interested in you, she will spend the time to talk to you. I just made my second visit with someone I've been seeing now for probably 2 years. And things have developed quite well in those 2 years. And I followed the blueprint of a brother before SYSBM even had traction on YouTube and social media. There were brothers already talking about this. I followed the blueprint of another brother I know in Detroit. Shouts out to Sean, great guy. I love him. I probably need to give him a call since he's in the U.S. But he went to Indonesia. And I was watching what he did, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go to a place I've always wanted to go to. And I met a wonderful woman. I'm talking wife material from a scriptural standpoint. Maiden, untouched, feminine, easy to talk to, intelligent, speaks 4 languages, and I've been spoiled for life. I won't deal with a monolingual woman at this point. If there are any other brothers out there doing the same thing, congrats to you, because the next generation of people that are going to have to take the reins from you in a globally connected world are going to need these skills. But there, the women were easy to talk to, even devoutly religious. And if they're interested in you, they will let you know because they are seeking marriage. And no, not for a green card. I was actually looking for property. What did I tell you about property prices now? You can have a 2020 lifestyle for a 1955 price. Mm-hmm. A brand new apartment, 3 bedrooms with all the digital amenities, cable, internet, all of that. Brand new condo, 2 balconies. It's like 300,000 Moroccan dirham. Do that on your calculator real quick in the dollars. That's like 32,000 US dollars. Now tell me, where can you buy a brand new condo for 32,000 USD? You know that place, Nabi? We go right now if you know where it is. Here.
Oh, here? No.
No, you're not going to get that here, man. And a lot of brothers, that's why a lot of brothers, God bless Chantel, God rest his soul, a lot of brothers started setting up shop in Brazil. You can have a 2020 lifestyle at a 1950s, 1960s price with a better product as it concerns mates. Okay, let's see who we got in the chat here. Okay, brother Nabi's back. He's going to drive.
All right, so I wanted to discuss things, right? All right, because you was in on that SYSB on like when it started, right? And I was in on it when they made the channel, the first website, right? All right, now the ADOS, that thing, I don't know how it got into a hashtag. I really don't.
I looked to the usual suspects to start hashtagging everything. You remember Black Lives Matter, don't you?
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So the ADOS, they hashtag a phrase that I used on my YouTube channel to argue with why Africans did not understand the plight of the Afro men in the United States, right? And I would tell them, and basically my argument was with an old group named the House of Commons. I did a lot of videos with them before my channel was taken down in 2017. So I used that term a lot. They are not African descendant of slaves. I kept saying that when Obama was running. And people was like, oh, he's black. I said, yes, but he's not the African descendant of slaves.
Yes, woman of the past, yes, you do have to keep your eyes open. Yeah.
And so basically, let me explain that real quick. When I was saying that years ago, what I was alluding to is this, that it wasn't about reparations. It wasn't about anything except this, that we need to stop giving our experiences away to people that haven't had them, either through their ancestry or anything else. That the things that were designed to benefit us because of the plight of our ancestors should stay with us, not any other groups.
True.
All right? And that, okay. Tell her I said, hey.
Dropping gems, thank you, he is.
All right, and so basically, what I said was this: what makes our thing unique is what we had overcome. All right, and everybody that comes here are now looking to get the benefits off of our backs because now they're coming over here as the people of color. Okay, and this hit me when I watched a clearly Oriental or Eastern dude, okay, you doing an interview with Wojciechowski. It was a pretty good interview about YouTube and how he that really identifies with Caucasian referred to himself in the video as a man of color. But no, you are a guy that blends in with Caucasian people. All right, you are not a man of color. you lack the same melanin in the way Caucasian people lack
Notice the
melanin.
verbiage and how it can be used as a psychological warfare tactic, and it works.
Uh-huh.
It
And
has on a
so
lot of people.
and so because the Caucasians used to refer to Orientals as a color, he says as a man of color. So I had to give him that. But the things that the rights that everybody wants to get in on is those of the Afros that were descendant of slaves. All right. And the reason why this goes this way is that most other people that are coming over here from other country are not at the disadvantage as Afros who were descendant of slaves are, but they all have better access to the legacy that our ancestors fought with their blood, sweat, and
I'd
tears.
like to add something there too. Now, the reason they have that access is because of what's
We
happening
gave,
with us.
yeah, we gave it to them.
We gave it to them when you remove fathers from the home because
Yep,
we carry that culture and legacy. There are
right.
many young people that don't know anything about
Hold
themselves.
it, and this is the other thing. We had that is because the men
Carry the culture.
carried the culture, and the men are the ones that fight for the benefit of the community. Well, what do you have leading the community?
Female.
It's females. It's not the men. And what does the female do? They get along with anybody that they think they could get an advantage from. So they'll line up with everybody else's cause. And so now you got the rainbow crew, all right, which is secretly what the Black Lives Matter was. You got the
Right.
race.
Secret, they were very open about it.
Yeah, that what they
They
were.
want to queer up the movement. She said it's not secret. She was
Well,
very open
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, she was. I put that on my videos. So you got Black Lives Matter, all right, which circumvented Afro movements only for the Rainbow Crew, right? Then you got every other person that's coming here that basically could pass for Caucasian, but they get to put on the paper that they are people of color, and everybody is getting the rights and benefits of all the laws that were passed to aid the people who were done in by Jim Crow, slavery, and all the other ugly laws of the United States government. And everybody is getting those benefits except for the people that the benefits were intended for. And why is that? Because we were betrayed. And we're still being betrayed. Because a certain segment of the Afro population will give anything to anybody that wants it just for some trinkets.
You remember we were talking the other day, and I said just to add on to this. A, you can't be betrayed if you're no longer there. And secondly, a sector, not all, because you'll never get all black people on the same page. I don't believe in monolithism. But a sector of black men should be patterning themselves after Israelis. I asked Brother Nabi this question the other day. When was the last time you heard of an Orthodox Jewish male being gunned down or beat up and harassed by the police unjustly? Not since about 1918 in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's understood, you touch one of them, there will be consequences at
Yep.
multiple levels.
Yep.
And those consequences will be perpetuated at any time they see fit. A sector of black men needs to start patterning themselves after these people. And I don't agree with everything they do. But as far as having a community, because here's the numbers again. Back in 2014, population of Israel finally surpassed the population of Jews in New York and Manhattan. There's more black people in the United States than that. So if you had a sector of black men that patterned themselves in that same way, you would soon see the type of growth and changes that a lot of people would really like to see. While at the same time, I know that's only going to work and not pat SYSBM brothers on the back, but I'm going to. It would work for those types of guys because they know it's necessary to accomplish it, and they're willing to stick to that goal. Because I know that I can't work with a dude that's checking other black men because of their wives. That's the problem.
Yeah, that is a problem.
That's a serious problem.
That is.
You can't be checking another man's woman, regardless of her ethnicity, and then call yourself SYSBM.
You can't call yourself a man.
Yeah, you can't choose a bottom level Stargate and then say you're SYSBM. And one of the things that's overlooked often, I think a lot of people have automatically jump to, oh, SYSBM is about interracial dating. No, it's been emphasized from day one. If you find a quality black female, of all the red pill groups, we're the only guys that push and focus married, but we also focus upon properly vetting that female.
Yep, there
Because
it
you
is.
should never make a permanent decision based upon her very temporary feelings.
Yep. And this is the thing. And so, even with me, y'all know what I preach. I preach that if she's not going to fall in line with how you follow the commandments,
Bingo.
all right, all right, and so, well, this means that there are two requirements, right? It means that you must first be a just man, all right. If you are a just man, then only a just woman is suitable for you, all right. Now, it is clear.
You know, the Quran actually states that the pure men are for pure women,
Uh-huh.
and bad men are for bad women.
Right. And so this is why I don't hold on. When he said this, this is extreme. This is why I do not clown thugs. I do not clown thugs for getting with whatever woman they get with. Because the women know who they are, no matter how much these women try to tell you, oh, we was tricked, fooled, all this, that, and the other. Yeah, that's not true. All right. But what I can tell you is that when these women betray us and get with anything that's not us, there is a price to pay. And while they're paying that price, we're not supposed to help them. They help themselves to their situation. All right? Not our problem.
True. We can all choose our actions. Can't nobody in you choose the consequences.
Right. Now, so basically, what I kept saying is this, that I believe that the thugs are the punishment for the women that want to rebel against the Most High by rebelling against good men. The thugs are the punishment. And once these women get tied up and worn out through them, they're no good for any good men. All right, the thugs are the punishment. I can, this is why I don't get on. This is the big.
Say who's going to be leading.
It says, well, let's put it up here.
Men are going to be falling by the sword. Who's out there felling each other by a modern day sword?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
12 gauge Mike and them.
Yep, 12 gauge Mike. Mm-hmm. All right, and so I don't believe that the females know that Trump will get reelected, because when you only follow the news that you want to follow, it's easy for the people that want to mislead you and suck you in for ratings to keep you on that thing, right? Again, they're not going to have a clue as to what's going to happen during the election like they didn't have the clue the first time. Remember, during the debates, the first debate, the first Republican debate in the primary, I told y'all Trump was going to win. Y'all clowned my behind. Y'all clowned my behind for some months. All the way up to the election.
And it kills me because I've had this conversation, and usually delegates, oh, you're a Trump supporter. I'm like, no, I don't vote, but I do examine political strategy. Yeah, just because I'm saying he's going to win,
I'm different. Yeah. I'm different. I am a Trump supporter because I don't vote, right? But I still support the dude, and I support him because I see everybody doing to him what they have been doing to Afro men. And for the first time, he is showing people how wicked this country is, because a lot of now the Caucasians that like him are seeing it too. And now I could argue, because of him, the same thing you see seeing being done to Trump is the same thing they have been, your government and people in charge have been doing to Afro people since slavery. They're starting to get that now. Right now, you kind of have a kumbaya moment, and Trump facilitated that simply by existing. Is because the Democrats went after him as if he was a black guy. They went after him with the FBI. Hold on. So they framed him. All right. So y'all know, y'all, if y'all follow the news, if y'all looked in the Judiciary Committee, all the stuff that they came up with was a frame, right? So they framed it. Well, they do that. They planted evidence that wasn't there. Well, they do that to us. All right. Then they go to the media and trump up a false narrative to try to take any of his mannerisms and characteristics and make it look like he's just an evil person. Well, they do that to us.
Don't have the exact same characteristics.
Yeah. Hold on. And they do that to us. Remember when he was waving his hands around? They say, oh, he was doing that against disabled people. But he wasn't doing that because he always waves his hand around. They just picked out a picture. So these people are crafty in what they do. Hey, what's up, Roderick?
Hey, good to see you, bro.
Hey, I forgot Dusty. What's up, man? All right. And so this is what's happening. All right. So this is the nature of thing that's happening right now. That I support him not because I'm a vote for him, because I'm not, because I don't vote, but I support what he has opened up. And for
He's opened up a discourse that's making people pay attention.
Yes, he is showing you who these people are. If you didn't know before him, you know it now. If you are an Afro man, the same way that they're doing him and setting him up, and the same people that's glad they're doing it, that would be us, are the same people that would set you up, and those same people that would support Trump are the same people that will support the media when they do it to you. They are the same people that was on the bandwagon of the media when they were smearing Michael Jackson's name, come to find out that everybody was after his money. That he was innocent of all innocent. Not he beat the case. He was innocent, but everybody wanted his money. That's what that was all about. We should have known better, but no. We had a bunch of these people that supported the media. And we had a few people that looked at the data, because we was looking if he did something, if it made sense, we was going to nail him to the cross too. But then we looked at, oh no, they framing this dude. See, that's the difference. They got y'all to stop looking at evidence and start judging people based on your feelings. Go ahead.
I wanted to interject with the whole Trump situation. I've shared this with a few people. We have political talks, family gatherings, and whatnot. And personally, I believe it's a show. Trump has always been a cult personality type figure long before his presidency. In fact, most Americans have short-term memory because in the 90s, wasn't he one of the largest Clinton campaigns?
Yeah, he said during the campaign, he said he donated. They didn't donate to the Clinton. Yeah, he said.
He also said, when asked back in 1991, if you ever ran for president, what party you run under? He said, I run the Republicans. Those people are stupid. And people have forgotten that. This is why I tell people I believe it's all a show. The guy is a cult of personality type figure. The one you need to be watching, which I don't believe the impeachment is going to happen, but if it did, that means Pence is your president now. And people have not been paying attention to Mr. Pence. Watch the guy behind the curtain, people.
Oh, Pence ain't the guy behind the curtain.
No, he ain't the guy behind the curtain. He's the guy that no one's paying attention.
Yeah, he is the guy nobody. But Pence ain't going to be it because they're not going to impeach.
No, that's what I said. It's probably not going to go through.
No, there's no way in hell it's going to go through. No. All right, because it's going to the Senate, and it's going to die in the Senate a quick death.
But I honestly believe it's a show. There's something else going on.
Well,
they focus entirely too much energy on this.
No, I will tell you what's going on.
You got something there.
All this stuff, all this stuff that they were accusing Trump of doing, Biden and Clinton actually did.
Yes, they did.
Hold on. If they would not have had the best investigation on Trump, and if he wasn't such a non-politician, they would be investigating Clinton and Biden.
True.
But they get to get away because with the Trump investigation okay. What the Trump investigation showed was that the FBI was crooked. Somebody in the CIA is crooked. That they got a lot of they got a lot of operatives in the government that should be non-biased, vote for whoever. But they got people in the government that will set people up that's crooked, right? Trump showed all of this, but what this does is when he said he was going to have Biden and Clinton investigated for treason against the country, he can't do that if he's the one under investigation. And that's why they did this. So for those of you, if you follow politics, that's what this is all about.
Well, he did say that there's a lot of I'm trying to forget that speaker who said that this is all about political revenge.
Right.
Yeah.
And remember, he wanted to clean the swamp.
Yep. This is political revenge. That's most of this is.
All right. And Trump is genuinely upset at the Democrats because he was one.
Yeah, he was. That he was.
The only thing that stopped him. Hold on, I gotta come over here because I know they can't hear.
Stand by, Brother Nabi. He's taking care of something right now.
All right, hold on. Get my tag. All right, so. All right, so let me tell you what the deal is with Trump. Trump got mad at the Democrats because they so crooked that it was messing up a lot of his stuff. Trump had this an ego that says, "Ooh, that thing, I ain't never did it before, but I bet you I'm better than him." That's why he ran for president. All right, he thought he was a better campaigner than everybody else. That turned out to be correct. He didn't expect to win. He's like, "Oh hell, I won." You saw the look on his face. All right. All right. So basically, go ahead. So basically, this is what happened, right? He ran because of his ego. He said, "What is the chance of me actually winning?" And he won. He tried hard to campaign to win once he started winning because his ego wouldn't let him stop. But he's not a politician. All right. So they were able to use that because he wasn't supposed to win. And so a lot of people got angry, very angry, that this man that's not a politician whooped they behind. He whooped it. And remember, at first the Republicans didn't like him either. All right? Understand this. At first the Republicans didn't like him either. The Republicans just had to run with it. Why? They had to run with it because, well, he's their guy now. You see what I mean? And so they had to run with it. But this is what happened. See, and a lot of people aren't paying attention because we too busy watching BET. Hold on. We got a problem, brother. And our problem is we got too many thirsty brothers that both hesitate to destroy good brothers, even though it might destroy them. And it might destroy them because a lot of them think like females and not basically about the consequences of things that they do. All right? All right. So, basically, to the women of the past, some of us men don't vote because we control our own destiny, right? We don't wait for the government to do stuff for us. We figure out how to do certain things to make certain things to our advantage. And it doesn't matter who's in office. All right, it does not matter who's in office. All right, this is going to be the legacy of some of us. The stuff that I do or try to do in Brazil, right? I didn't wait. People like, you go down by yourself. You're not a part of an organization, no. No church, no. No government agency, no. You live down there by yourself? And I said, yeah, at first. Where'd you get the money? Well, I was making it on YouTube, then I used my retirement. But now I got a couple brothers that help me out. See what I'm saying? And so now I got more than just me looking good there. Man, I wish I could get shirts for all the brothers. I send out a lot of shirts, but I would like for the brothers to go down there as a group. It has something to do with voting, is because for people that believe that the Most High governs our path, we don't need a man to lead us. So if we're good leaders already, why would we need the government to lead us? So that's why we don't vote. We're led by the direction of the Most High, and that's worked for me. And that works no matter who's in office.
We've had enough major disasters to prove that government just doesn't cover everything we need to cover.
Yeah.
I was explaining the same thing to my sister when she was here. About how we're not supposed to have kings leaders. I showed it to her. She's like, really? I never. I'm like, yeah, you either didn't pay attention to it, and one of those didn't touch on in church because they literally preach. You need this leadership. They pray for these leaders.
Yeah.
So-called churches. Like, no, you're not supposed to have that. The Most High said, what would happen to you when you wanted to keep up with the Joneses? Okay, that's what you want. We're going to give it to you. And that's exactly what you got, and it's persistent to this very day, and unfortunately, worldwide in many cases.
All right, here's the other problem with voting. All right, voting is not going to help the Afro man. All right, unless they vote Republican.
I mean, we need a third party.
No, it wouldn't help either. All right.
Because PACs will get things done.
Yeah, this is what I told people. I said you don't vote. What you do is you find out which senator won, and and you band together, and that's the senator.
My mother the other day. She says all about
and I said, and you got to pick a senator, not somebody that's going to the House, right? You find out which senator won. You form a pack, and you donate to that senator, right? But you wait and see which one is closest to what you do. All right? And then that's more powerful than any vote. All right? Do people think that your vote has anything to do? That doesn't change anything.
There's two things that really affect things in this country. You vote with your feet and with your wallet. Yep. That's what fixes things here. You either walk away from it or you pay for it.
So this is the thing. So here's the thing. This is why all these people that voted for Democrats won all these things but got nothing. But all the people that donated to the Democrats got what is against the Democratic platform. Well, they had PACs and super PACs. Right? And let me, woman of the past, I'm going to put it to you this way. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to be straight up. You and all your buddies can line up and vote for somebody. Right? I'm going to gather like me, Dwight, and a few other guys together. And we're going to wait for you to vote to get them into office.
For example.
And once they get into office, we're going to go there to them as a pack and say, we want this done on behalf of men. All right? It's the only,
show up with a considerable amount of money.
And it's the only way we're going to donate to you. But we have enough men to donate to you so that you'll win your next election. Guess who's going to get what they want done? All right? And this is why we don't get nothing. Because Afro people think it's about who you. We don't get it.
What's her sister's name? Barbara Sizemore. She said that on say back in the 80s. And people still don't get it. You don't. I think her name was Barbara Sizemore. She went in on this.
This is how you get stuff done. The LGBT community was able to move the Democrats and the Republicans because they got enough money. Remember, they are 79% Caucasian and with money. All right? They're not the coalition that people think. All right? Here's the thing. What y'all need to do is move the hell out of California.
Run out of California, right?
Because I don't think
Before
you
they
can
make
fix
that
it.
illegal.
I don't think you can fix California.
No.
They killed it.
Not
And
us.
remember, only 2 families have been in office in California. Period. And as far as your governors and your senators.
Who else?
What's her name? I'll get ready to say Streisand. Um, the House, the
Pelosi.
Speaker Pelosi. Actually, let me say one family. Pelosi's family been running California since the 60s. Either her or her
Her acolytes.
acolytes, uncles and aunts and fathers and stuff.
Well, you know, I was reading Gaddafi's Green Book, and he broke down why this type of government doesn't work. And if you actually look at the situation like what he just described, technically California is run by a tribe because these people are all related.
Yes, 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 yes.
A large portion of this country is actually run by a tribe. These people are related. Whereas the principle of third universal theory eliminate that in governance.
Uh-huh. So let me say this. So basically, what it comes down to is this: that if enough brothers start marching with their feet, say like to the Philippines, and start bringing Filipino women home, not only will they have intact families to come home to, right? But that's the only way that the females in the United States are going to get the message that they need to change. All right.
And by the time it'll be too late,
And it's already too late.
It's already happened.
Yeah, it's already too late for most of the females because they're not suitable for wives anyway. Not according to scripture, right? So I wanted to bring this up, right? I wanted to bring this up because a lot of people don't understand. You get a lot of dudes that come to my channel. Oh, but brother, you are teaching. All right, I'm gonna show you. I could show you better than I could tell you. All right. So we're going to look at Deuteronomy, right? When you look at Deuteronomy, the Hittites, he says, bring. He said, clear away many nations: the Hittites, Jerizzites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites, nations mightier than you. All right. He says, do not intermarry with them. Do not give your daughters to his son. Do not take his daughters for your son. Take his daughters for your son. For he turns your sons away from following him. This is why you don't marry somebody. You don't marry anybody that will turn you away from following the Most High's commandment to serve other mighty ones. So these are people that will get you to serve a false god, say like a white Jesus, or somebody on a cross, or worship some pastor in a church, right? So you turn the sons away from following me to serve other mighty ones. Then the displeasure of Yahweh shall burn against you and promptly destroy you. Well, just in case that wasn't enough, right? We go to Ezra, 9th chapter, right? When the Most High says don't do something, he gives you a reason for it. All right, so you got the Levites from the people, um, and abominations. And when he said these men, the people of Israel and the priests, the Levites, which y'all know as the Levites, have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, nor their abominations. Those Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusite, Amorites, Moabite, Mizrites. Hey, Dwight, what is a Mizrite? What is Mizraim?
Well, Mizraim is Egypt. Or listen.
You got it. For all you Egyptologists out there hollering about, they black. As a matter of fact, that's what all of these people have in common. They're black. The Amorite.
I just looked up something.
Go ahead.
In your other one, the Most High said to tear down the Asherah. In the last scripture you were in,
Uh-huh.
Asherah in ancient Semitic religion is a mother goddess who
But
appears in a number of
closer.
ancient sources. Asherah is generally considered identical with the Ugaritic goddess Atarat, consort El, Ugaritic religion. Who was on the Hittite religion?
So these are all female-led religions.
An ancient Semitic mother goddess. We got a lot of
Oh, mother goddess.
Yep. We got a lot of mother goddesses running around the city community too. We don't play those games.
All right, mother goddess.
Down there, Esherim. So he was speaking specifically to more than likely a stone deity that represented his mother.
Right. Yes. So, mother goddess. We don't have no mother god.
Texas Marine saying he ain't ready for this. Texas Marine, you have no idea. I'm glad to be back in Texas. I've been running my guns all week. You can ask Nabi. I've been cycling through them, getting ready, keeping things under lock and key, just doing it. No, they ain't ready for this.
All right. Here's the thing, and this is the problem with the community. When you're led by somebody, when you're led by women that worship anything other than the Most High and respect everything but you, then that's a clue for you to leave them alone. All these people, the Moab, these are all melanated people,
black and brown people.
That's who these are. They're not any. This is not any white groups. All right. So for that, the white man, the white man. All right. No, not here. All right. No, not here. All right. In all thy ways get an understanding. Y'all better understand. All right. I am looking for anybody, any woman that is wise enough to follow my lead. Period. That's basically it. I don't care what she looks like.
And the simple fact of the matter is your chances are better outside of the United States.
And exactly. And so everybody's looking outside of the United States because in the eyes of many, the United States, the marriage and everything has become too wicked. All right. I have retirement money. I'm trying to figure out the best way to spend it. Right. And I would rather go to a place where it does a lot more for me. And what I mean by that is I don't need any more things. I want to be fulfilled in life, like leave a legacy, have a clear head because my missus know how to take care of me. And because she knows how to take care of me, I can make sure nothing happens to the house, that everything, that there's a plan to make sure that we have contingencies for whatever. You see what I mean? Yep, I feel you, He-Man. And he ain't lying.
What do you got there?
He don't.
Yep.
He don't. All right. He's not lying. All right. And so this is basically it. I keep telling people because the other thing we didn't realize and we don't realize is what happened to the woman in the first place. The hash. It doesn't mean snake. I'm gonna break this down only one more time for y'all again. All right, and we're using the book of Enoch so that y'all have a reference. Y'all can go back and have a reference, right? Then the hash was more crafty than all the lives of the field, which Yahweh Allah made. He said to the woman, so then the hash was a he, and he was able to talk. This is not a snake. All right, why would the Most High curse a snake to be on his belly when that's what the snake does, is crawl on his belly? Y'all don't understand. But anyway, so then the hash talked to the woman, and the woman said that do not, what did the woman say? And the woman said to the Nahash, she said, we are to eat all the fruit in the trees of the garden. but the fruit which is in the midst of the garden, who did she say told her this? Elohim said, and it should be Elohim. Elohim said, do not eat of it nor touch it, lest you die. So who told the woman? See, these Pope Jack preachers will like to tell you that the man told her the commandment, but the man didn't tell her. Elohim told her the commandment. And he said, don't eat or touch the fruit. Why would he say eat or touch in that order? Because if he meant that you want to eat the fruit, then you have to touch it first and then eat it. So he didn't say don't touch or eat the fruit. So he's not talking about consuming through diet. So the Nahash was the most crafty and fallen one there. If you go back to the 8th chapter, the 10th chapter, and the 25th chapter of the book of Enoch, and just read the whole thing. The Nahash is who we would refer to as Zazel. Okay? The Nahash appeared to the woman, if you look. He appeared to her because she always wanted to be, even having everything, she wanted more. Your eyes shall be open and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil. All right? She saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes. All right? A pretty tree. Come on. So the woman saw that the tree was good for food and pleasant to the eyes, and desirable to make one wise. She took of the fruit and ate. She also gave, okay? So she gave the fruit to the husband. The husband did not get the fruit from the tree. Okay, so let's break this down. When the Most High said he went to the house to break bread, so do you believe that he's talking about two people went to somebody's house to kung fu some bread in half? All right, he went to the house to learn, to consume knowledge. In this, if you read it correctly, the Nahash, the serpent, meaning crafty, right? Everybody was crafty, but this dude got that nickname because he was way more crafty, right? All right. When the Most High said, do not eat or touch the fruit, eat means to learn from. So do not learn this knowledge that he has to teach, and don't touch him either.
Jeremiah, do not learn their ways. Jeremiah 10.
Uh-huh.
Same thing.
All right, do not learn their ways and do not touch him. And when he said do not touch him, meaning do not touch him the way she was touching him.
Physical.
Right. And it was more than physical. And the scripture bears it out. Nobody ever reads Genesis to understand what this woman did. She said the woman saw that the tree was good for knowledge, so that the person, all right, tree that he was part of a particular group of people or entities, the fallen, and he was just one branch of the fallen. So tree is like family tree. So you don't touch this particular family of people. All right. Good for food. And it was pleasant to the eyes. That means she was like bound chicken wow wow. And the tree was desirable to make one wise. Right? So the tree, she took the fruit. This is how you know she slept with the serpent. The woman gave the fruit to the man. And this is how you know we're talking about knowledge. And Elohim, Yahweh Elohim called Adam and said, where are you? He said, I heard your voice in the garden. I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid myself. He said, who? He said, what? This is how you know that the tree wasn't a tree. Because you don't call a tree a who. Who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree? He refers to the tree as who?
Pronoun.
Have you eaten of the tree which I have commanded that you should not eat? And the man said, the woman whom you gave me, she gave me the knowledge of the tree, and I ate. So the knowledge he learned was from the woman. The woman learned the knowledge directly from the tree. The tree is a who. So wait a minute. If you read some more, and Allah said to the woman, what is this that you have done? And the woman said, the Nahash deceived me, and I ate. So the Nahash, the serpent, deceived her, and she ate. She didn't only eat, right? She did a lot more than eat because of this. He said to the Nahash, because you have done this, curse of you of all livestock, every beast of the field, on your belly you should grow out and eat dust the days of your life. This is exactly what happened to Azazel in 10th chapter of the book of Enoch. Gabriel came, bound them hand and foot, his hand and foot behind themselves, tossed them into a deep hole in Didal, where he was to crawl on his belly all the days of his life and eat dust. Right? He said, I will put enmity between you and the woman. So he's going to place something between the serpent and the woman, between your seed
And her seed.
and her seed.
That this Nahash was also a female.
No,
I don't think so.
no. She slept with the Nahash, and he put a seed in her. We now know that seed as Cain. And there was enmity between the seed of his and the seed that came from the human beings, Abel. This explains why Cain was much taller than Abel. This explained why Cain could get angry enough to kill. All right. So he shall crush your hair. And all right. And this is why the Most High curses her coochie. He said to the woman, I will greatly increase your sorrow and your conception. Before this, conception is the amount of time that it takes to get the seed and then produce a child, right? Well, she could produce a child in less than 9 months. So if he greatly increased it,
that means conception and birth was rapid.
Was rapid. After this, the Most High slowed it down so that the man could probably figure out what's coming out of her.
I would hope we were a bit brighter than that if things was moving a little quicker before.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't have to worry about it because there's no cheating at this time. There's no adultery.
True, yeah.
All right. So she's the first one to commit adultery. All right. I will increase your sorrow and your conception. Bring forth children in pain. That's, again, curse to her coochie. She wasn't having pain to have children. So we don't know how many children she had before Cain and Abel. We know only of Cain and Abel is because it's like you tell a story about human beings. Well, you don't tell all the story of every last human being, but if somebody do something significant, they're going to be up in the news.
True.
All right. And so this is Cain and Abel is in scripture is because Cain did something to Abel that has never been done before. He killed him. All right. And your desire should be to your husband. Why did he have to command this? Because her desire wasn't to her husband. It was to the serpent. And your desire is for your husband. He said, your desire is for your husband.
And he does rule over
And he does rule over you.
The S word.
Submission. Right. And so her desire is for your husband. You no longer are supposed to have desire for the trees or the fallen. All right. This is what happened in the garden. This is why her coochie was cursed. This is why he was bound by Gabriel. This is why there was the flood that had to happen in Noah. This is why the earth cried out because many women took after her and start sleeping with the fallen. All right.
And it was because we listened to the voice of the wives.
Instead of listening
Yep.
to.
Now you got to put in some work to get the things that was given to you freely.
Yep. Now, and so, and true to form, the man listened to the wife because by the time she got to him, she had all this witchery knowledge. This is why the man didn't get cursed, but the ground did.
That is true, but he still had to work it.
He had to work the ground for something that was. So this is why he didn't. The Most High didn't curse him the way he cursed the woman.
He said, man, because of you, because of the decision you made. Man, cursing is the ground because of you.
Yep. He cursed the ground for listening to the woman.
No, he cursed.
Yeah, Most High cursed him.
Because of us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let him come to kick in the door.
The black Sims, please do hold on to him.
No, he said they gonna kick in my door. Oh, they don't. Oh, the white know what's waiting on him.
No, they don't want to kick in.
They don't want to kick in this door. You don't want what's coming for you if you kick in this door. And hold on. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. I wouldn't do it in a nice, clean way, as they say. When we was talking about how everybody's afraid. No, they would wish that I shot.
They sure didn't want to kick this door. I wouldn't want it because I can't do this in Germany. No, y'all don't want to do that.
Yeah, they ain't kicking in this door.
Phone call away.
All right. But that's what they're trying to do. Here's the thing. This is how the reprogramming works. The reprogramming works through the woman. The woman has to program us as children. But some of us break the program. All right. Some of us break the program. Some of us break the program, then teach others. This is the fear that they have. This is why they keep shutting down the channels.
They're going to stay scared if that's the case.
I think this is some of the times why YouTube leaves it up. Because they're trying to figure out where things are going to go. They know that they've been evil towards Afro men. And now they don't like. I'm going to tell you something else about the dudes voting for Trump. All right. It's frightening. It is frightening the people that have all the time been trying to think that they had us. It's putting fear, genuine fear, in the hearts of people. Because, all right, it's putting fear into the hearts of people. All right, hey.
Phoenix Rising. I used to be a simp, not anymore. Look, brother, it takes a good square honest man to say that because everybody went through that before they came into
yeah.
And red pill. I was too nice all the way up until I was about 30. I'm 48 now. Trust me, brother, we all went through it. You wouldn't have a red pill movement if it wasn't for guys that didn't wake up for simping. It is what it is.
We know what it is because we've been there. All right. Here's the thing. But one of the things is, my thing was even deeper than that because I thought as a spiritual person, I was supposed to give to everybody. I never understood don't cast pearls to swine until I understood don't cast pearls to swine. You see what I'm saying?
I got a little bit of both growing up. That spiritual and that old country knowledge. You cannot make a silk purse out of sow's ear. It ain't gonna happen.
Hey y'all, let me say this real quick. Let me do this. There is a dude. Hold on, let me do it like this. Okay, let me close that out. There's a dude on Facebook, and since I have y'all in here, I'm gonna post it up. Um, There's a dude on Facebook named Anthony. Okay. Um, his homie has a child. She's missing. All right, hold on. This is him. All right, so I'm gonna put it up in the channel real quick. All right, so let me do this real quick. All right, so I'm trying to find this thing. Hold on, Facebook, right? All right, if y'all see this picture, right? So on Facebook, this dude just sent this. I'll read you. All right. He said this is his homie's child. Um, Let me see if I can go straight to the thing. Right. What's his name? Anthony. Mm-mm. His name is Anthony right here. All right, hold on. All right, let me go to my messenger. This is a better way to do it. All right. All right, this is it. All right, y'all see this? He said, "This is my homie's child. Um, yeah, this is my homie's child. All right, she's currently missing. Will you please forward this to anybody, any and everybody, and help me find her? Please do not look for brown children." So, let me interrupt this by sending this out. A few of y'all, I've sent it. I sent it in Facebook Messenger. All right, for a few of y'all, I sent this image in Facebook Messenger. Hold on. All right, so that's her. So for a few of y'all, I sent this in Facebook Messenger. All right. So if y'all could get this around, because he is right. Yeah, they ain't gonna be up there looking for the brown the brown people too much, right? So yeah, that is our job for the brothers, right? All right. And part of the problem is this. Part of the problem is this. All right. He's fortunate that a brother asked some brothers, right? Because in most of these cases, a lot of these girls are running away from mom.
That is true too.
A vast majority of these girls in these situations are running away from mom and from out of the frying pan into the fire.
And oftentimes from a situation that mom is able to open the door.
Yes, yes. A lot of times what's going after them is being brought in by the mom. All right, so we must understand. All right, so we must in all these ways get an understanding. All right, so I sent it to a few, and hopefully they can get it around to many more. All right, in this thing, we got to understand this. We got to see things for how they are. A lot of times, these people, these females, they're running away from mom. The sons, the suicide rate is off the chain for young Afro males trying to get away from mom. All right.
Thank you, Phoenix Rising. If women could teach boys how to be men, we wouldn't be having these conversations right now.
But women can't teach boys how to
Exactly.
be men, right? And so if women would have good men in the house, if women would have produced the children with good men and been submissive to the good men as they should be, then we wouldn't have these problems. Because I don't care how much a woman tries, she can't teach a boy to be a man.
Bro, Nabi, earlier this evening, I told you, we don't have these problems.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't have these problems.
Mm-hmm. Right, yet because the father's not there to protect them.
That's right.
They're not picking fathers, so the protection was never there.
Bingo. They can pick
Boom.
penises, but they don't
Pick
fathers.
fathers. Yeah. So because the fathers are never there. Well, because they don't choose fathers, these children don't have them. They don't have the protection because the mom wasn't looking for protection anyway. And basically, it goes down to this.
They're not looking for protection because they feel entitled to it to begin with. They feel entitled to something that they didn't set out for.
No, that isn't even it. That isn't even it.
What you got?
They ain't looking for protection because they think they already have it. The government, 911, they think 911 is their protection. That 911 is as quick to get the situation. Oh, well, you wouldn't need 911 because men usually mitigate the problem before it turns into a problem.
I was explaining to my mom and wife how Turkish females get down in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I shared this other story with this Moroccan female I've been with weeks about it too. But anyway, the Turks, if Turkish females got a female around that's out of pocket, the females get together first to handle the situation because it's known if the men get involved, some hands is gonna get put on them. This could get serious. So the females tend to mitigate problems among the females. One of the biggest problems we have is our females don't chastise women.
But no, not only that, but no matter what wickedness they do, they are in support of it simply because they're female.
Yeah.
All right. At no point do you see any organization, anything that's going on, where the female is doing it for the benefit of the community. I was looking at a thing about the new police chief, Philadelphia something, right? And her only thing is we've made it. When she said we've made it, she wasn't talking about the community. She was talking about females. They just want positions, even though it's positions that it would be better if there were righteous men to have, like the one that protects the community. Don't nobody fear female police. No one fears female police officers. This is why the females shoot first, ask questions later. Nobody fears them. The females know this. That's why they go running scared and shoot first, ask questions later.
I'll call for backup, and that backup is usually men. Once again, where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah. And so that's basically it. Everything that's being done is done politically and is being done to crush the mentality, the strength, and everything of the community and the men. And And what you have is the melanated females as willing participants because they figure out they get positions, this, that, and the other.
And the Sims can back their play.
And here's the thing.
They wouldn't do it. They didn't get a chance.
What good is your position if all the dudes that could buy a house refuse to buy a house and move away to other countries to be with women that could appreciate them? You got
communities,
and start own community. You got Monique that sees the handwriting on the wall.
It's inevitable.
She sees that the Afro men of means and stuff, they're leaving. They're leaving the black woman alone. Period. Why? Because we never seen a friend. All right. We seen somebody that at the drop of a hat that will try to destroy us. We seen somebody that says we don't submit. All right. We see.
Get out.
Yep. There you go, Roddy Benoit. Females confuse protection with reaction. Right? And the difference is if you're reacting, then you haven't been protected.
Yep. You weren't observing a threat to come to begin with.
Exactly. Yep. And so this is where we lay. This is where we stand. All right. And so now the whole the community at a whole is at a precipice, but the community is missing its most able, its most financial sound.
And the community ran them off.
It's
what
most
incentive is giving them to be there?
It's missing its most critically thinking. It's missing the one that would protect the most, even at risk of himself. These women are missing all of that, right? And even as they were leaving them alone, the females were still laughing in the faces of these men, and now they're crying, "Oh, where y'all at?"
They laying $1 short for that. It's too late in the game for me to run back. I'll be 50 in 2 years.
And so that's basically it. We're done. We're out. All right. We're looking at women from other communities. We're looking at women, anyone that know how to show love, respect, and honor to dudes that does the right, that do the right
Texas
thing.
Marine, he brought up that BT and Alphabet Mirror in Chicago exactly. My mother is a friend of the family that's a BAW. And when I brought that up, she was like, well, Chicago's always been bad. I'm like, take a good look at any one of these cesspools and you will find the same leadership practices, same political affiliations, same social ideology. And you tend to find the same group and the same gender in those places. Here's what it is. And she didn't want to accept that. I said, go ahead, look at Philadelphia, look at Dallas, look at Chicago. And then her turnaround question, well, it's always been that way.
And it's not always
been
that way.
That's false.
Hadn't always been that way. And even with old school gangsters, there was a code of conduct.
Yes, there was.
The St. Valentine's Day massacre was a massacre because men dressed up like police. Dutch Schultz got in trouble because when he went to take out somebody else, he ended up getting a child.
Child killed. That's how the Tommy gun became infamous.
Yes.
AKA the Chicago typewriter.
And so that was it. There was always code. There's always lines you don't cross, right? But for some reason in the community that we have, our people have taught these people, oh, there's no lines. Don't worry about lines. All right. And so now brothers are heading to greener pastures.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're heading to
South America, Southeast Asia.
So North Africa, South America, Southeast Asia, some of the islands. All right. And all this is to get away from one particular source. Because at the end of the day, when you look at the scriptures I gave you in Ezra and Deuteronomy, all those nations were melanated. All those nations said, we will turn the sons and daughters away from the Most High. That was their claim to fame. One of the things that people ask me is, so I'm not going to be a Christian. Yeah, I'm not going to follow Jesus. I said, no, that's an idol. I decided to figure out where that came from. That came from the Flavians. Why would I follow something that the Romans made up?
That I always remind people that answer, I'm not supposed to follow Jesus. Yes, you were to follow him for guidance, but do what he did. He worshipped the Most High and never commanded you to worship him.
Well, that's what the Flavians said he did, but the Flavians created him. So why follow? The Most High already told us what to do. He gave us the commandment. He put it all there.
Damn poor, yes, sir.
Hold on, let me see. Heard Black Ram make a cold statement a year ago. Says women can't make us all men bow down to his rule. He'll destroy black women in order to try to choose.
I think I remember Black when I was saying that some time back.
Mm-hmm. All right. And they can't destroy the black women if the black women were with the black men. And better, like I would put it, if the real sisters were with the Afro men, then they would have protection. And we would be stronger yet.
A sister is any woman that submits to a good man to lead.
There isn't a community. What you have is a community of melanated females with children that have eliminated any semblance of males as part of the community.
In response to Texas, yes, there is a black community. You're looking at it right now.
Okay.
It's already starting.
Okay, I get you on that. Yeah.
There is a black community.
Yeah.
It's just not the one we envision or the one of old. Because the one of old, that house is crumbled already. Think of the fall of Rome in Italy and its reestablishment in Constantinople, Turkey.
Oh yeah.
That's what's happening right now. We're
Reestablishing everywhere.
We're translating our old home into a new one now.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. So you still got brothers getting together. You still got brothers finding wives. Right. But they're not here in the United States.
And for the ones that are finding,
and we're communing one to another, and we are getting the help one from another to try to do things.
Yep.
So yeah, that's your community.
Yeah, MBD. I'm trying to remember this other person that bought that up. I want to say it was Xanatos Clutch and GW3. You're going to start, and these brothers are going to start gravitating towards each other. It's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
Whether their wives be from the United States or from outside of the United States, these children are starting to go to the same schools. They're going to be in the same programs. You have brothers that are promoting STEM. Me and my brother-in-law, we were talking with my nieces while they were over the holidays. And I said to my mother, there's not enough of us in STEM, especially black females, because it requires work. The girls have that ethic. They have the mother and the father. They have the background. Like it needs to be more of us.
But here's the thing.
Pushing that.
But here's the other thing too.
I was saying that
yeah, a lot of us brothers are homeschooling too.
So. Yeah, that too. Mm-hmm. But I was saying that to say this: these brothers are already finding each other. These communities are actually starting first, just like I met Brother Nabi, with online interactions that turn into real connections and interactions. Because I was showing in my book, there's X amount of brothers that I've met while I was in Germany, living in the States, on a first name basis. If I land in Washington State right now, there's 2 people I can call. If I land in Detroit right now, there's somebody I can call. If I land in Jersey right now, there's someone I can literally call that I physically know here. These brothers are really starting to connect. As SYS, not SYS, but MBD, Mad Bus Driver, and the brother Kerry Dr. Ray Jones. This is a lifestyle.
Because my connections at Houston,
yep,
Georgia, my brother in Tennessee, Dallas.
Right on. You have Dallas. I forgot about Dallas, Texas. 2 people there.
So yeah,
and these guys are all on the same page. And one thing I'm starting
to know, and these are people
we're veterans.
Yeah,
we're all veterans. The majority of us, not all of us, but
a majority of, or builders, right?
Yep.
And so if you look at it, right, a lot of us are builders, right? So if you look at it like this, right, so there is a connection, there's cohesiveness between the brothers, right? But the other thing that's going on is there's no group leader. It's just brothers joining up and connecting with one another across the United States. And we're connecting within the same mentality, not We're not. We're not like the what's that group where they all keep thinking what's his name, the
Oh,
Manosphere,
man, no.
where they think what's his
You
name.
cannot reconcile with people who destroyed you to begin with.
Right,
That's a
right.
fool's tactic.
What's the dude that started that manosphere? What's his name?
O'Shea Duke
Oh, O'Shea, right. You got a lot of these dudes in the manosphere. They would shout him out, thank him for the right, because he's their leader. No, we don't need leaders, right? And see, that's the problem with SYSBM. That's the problem people are having. It's just that a bunch of dudes that's individually minded are seeing the same thing, seeing the same problem, coming up with the same.
There's a name for that model of leadership. It's called a hydra. That centralized head.
Hmm.
See, it's easy to attack something and take it down in centralized leadership.
Hmm.
The hydra model is always one of the hardest to destroy.
But there, I mean, yeah, it is, but there's no real leadership. You can't lead an idea.
Exactly. That you can.
All right,
The
because
idea is leading men.
the
Yeah,
idea,
that's what's
the
happening right
idea,
now. The
yeah,
idea is leading
the
men.
idea is leading the men, right?
And then there's the necessity of what actually needs to be done.
Right, and
Exactly.
so dudes are doing what needs to be done in order to fulfill the idea. The whole idea is if you want to get stronger, you can't do it with the same people that said they've been riding with you because they've not been riding with you. Evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence shows you that they have not been riding with you. And so you're saying to yourself, okay, so what do I do now? All right. And so now the ideas, all right. The ideas came up, well, we want to do something. And everybody started to see because what everybody's been putting out that's been doing channels is the evidence. And in order to try to destroy people, what these people did is started to try to destroy the guys from telling the truth. When they start taking these channels down, that made people react in a visceral way towards the people that took the channels down, started to see them as traitors, started to see them as betrayers, started to see them as treasonous, started to see them as who they were. How dare you take down Afroman's channel, but you don't go after anyone else's? Oh, you're betrayers. You want
Exactly, Texas Marine. Exactly.
the Seattle areas. Mm-hmm.
You know, Texas Marine Dwight, so like the men of the book, the Afro men are rebuilding the nation with any woman because her origin does not matter.
Matter. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. You want some BW coming
Because
up.
ultimately the children are who their father is, if that matters to some.
They see they're in with all.
Right on.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna have to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's time for me to shut this down to my
All
voice.
right.
All right.
All right.
So yeah. All right, so the white is out. All right, and I'm about to be out too. So don't forget, if y'all would like to help me do what I do in the community here and in Brazil, anywhere else I find melanated people, please donate if you can. But remember, you take care of yourself and family first, right? I have an Instagram thing for the NGO. All they need is some people to subscribe to it, and it gets them ahead in some of the things to do. It gets them a sponsor. All right. So they need a particular amount. Hopefully, we could help them reach that goal. All right. Um, excuse my voice. I was under the weather. I had 104 temperature the day before yesterday, and so I'm recovering from that. Um, and so it is what it is. I will holler at you at the next one. I'm gonna give my voice a break, but hopefully Saturday or something. Um, hopefully Saturday or something I can show up again. Um, in the meantime, all right. In the meantime, we out. All right, and thank y'all for stopping by.
It's great
It's
being here once again, brother.
yeah,
Good.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
always good.
yeah. It's a pleasure, y'all. It's a pleasure. Um, thank you for all the people that showed up. And y'all know how to get at me on my Facebook, Cass Space Jameson. And Y'all know I'm heading to Brazil because some of the balls didn't come in, but I was able to get some more. So y'all know I had to do a turnaround, go back. Um, so if y'all can help me do that, and I'm gonna sponsor some of the judo people down there too. So whatever y'all can do, and if you can't do anything, don't worry about it. It ain't gonna stop me from making videos. My hoarse voice might, but you won't. All right, because I know that these videos are edifying not only for you but for myself also. All right, so peace, love, and soul. I'm out.
Peace, y'all.
And let me leave y'all with this other beautiful capture. Because look, I'm going down there. Oh no, wrong one. See. Yes, Lord. It's waiting for me when I
I
get
want it for you.
waiting for me when I get there.
Look, I tell folks all the time, like we were talking about these cloud chasers. No, I look when brothers is doing good, I want to see you keep on.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
I ain't hate because you. No.
All right. All right, y'all. So I'm out. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace, love, and soul.